At JustCall, our platform supports thousands of sales teams across the world and has powered over 1 billion conversations between businesses and their customers. And many of those conversations are sales calls. And when you start to analyze that many real sales conversations, patterns start to emerge. You start to see what the best salespeople do consistently. But here's the issue. There are these countless experts that overcomplicate sales with maybe a flashy program or their special complex script. And the truth is, great sales conversations aren't built on complicated frameworks. They're built on a handful of simple principles that show up again and again in successful sales calls. And if you give me your undivided attention, in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 proven techniques we consistently see in high-performing sales conversations. Techniques that help you cut through objections, close more deals, and significantly increase your revenue. And all along the way, I'm going to show you how modern AI tools, like the ones built into JustCall, help teams analyze real conversations and improve these techniques faster than ever. The prospect has to admit they have a problem. If they don't believe there's a problem, then they're not really buying, they're just window shopping. It's actually a well-known concept in behavioral psychology called the stages of change. There's these researchers that were studying how people change habits, and they found that the first step isn't actually action, it's recognition. People don't start looking for solutions until they first acknowledge something about their situation isn't working. And in sales, it's no different. Something caused them to jump on that call. Your job during discovery isn't just to identify the problem, it's to help the prospect clearly see their problem. The moment they admit, yeah, what I've been doing for the last 6 months hasn't been working, the conversation changes. They stop exploring and window shopping and start looking for a solution. Because your most successful deals won't start with your pitch. They'll start with the prospect saying, this is actually something we need to fix. When you're on a sales call, people will either qualify themselves or disqualify themselves from working with you, depending on the questions that you ask. And that's why asking the right questions is so important. Think of it like going to the doctor. Let's say you walk in and you tell them, hey doc, my foot hurts. And then the doctor immediately starts asking questions about your hand. I mean, you'd be frustrated. You would think, is this person even listening to me? And sales is no different. Have you ever noticed that the best salespeople literally just lean back in their chair? They don't rush anything. They stay calm, but they're curious. And they say something like, yeah, that totally makes sense, but let me ask you a question. And then they just share what they've seen. This is what we've discovered, and this is what some of our clients have discovered. How would that work for you? And many new salespeople avoid even challenging the buyer, thinking that they'll come off as a little bit pushy. But great salespeople know that their job is helping the prospect think deeper. And with JustCall's call transcription, every conversation is automatically converted into text, so that teams can review discovery calls and see exactly how prospects responded to questions, helping reps refine their approach. The best sales conversations aren't built on a great pitch. They're built on great questions that lead to an amazing conversation. Most new reps feel uncomfortable when there's a pause, so they rush to fill it in. They talk more, they explain more, they answer questions that weren't even asked. But silence is where thinking happens. When you ask a good question and then pause, the prospect has the space to reflect. That's often when they reveal the most valuable information. There's a reason that negotiators say, the person who speaks first often loses. And it's the same for sales teams. When you analyze recorded calls, something interesting shows up. Top performers usually talk less. JustCall can show your talk-to-listen ratio, helping teams see whether reps are truly listening or just waiting for their turn to speak. But reps who close the most deals are comfortable letting the conversation breathe. The prospect picks up on subtle signals, your tone, pacing, and certainty. If a salesperson sounds unsure, oftentimes the prospect becomes unsure. But when someone speaks with calm certainty, it helps the prospect feel comfortable moving forward. Research has shown that people subconsciously mirror the emotional state of the person they're interacting with. JustCall's AI scores every call from 0 to 100, analyzing the flow of the conversation, the tone of both speakers, and how effectively the rep communicates, helping you find the best sales calls for your team to listen to. Because hearing what a great sales call actually sounds like is often more valuable than reading a script. One of the fastest ways to lose trust is constantly shifting your tone or personality on a call. Some reps start super friendly, and then they switch and become really pushy on pricing. and then they hesitate on the close. That shift creates friction and mistrust in the prospect. Some reps might act like a consultant, and others are more of a straight shooter type. But whatever they are, it's important to maintain that same energy from start to finish. That's why reviewing your calls can highlight where your tone or style may have actually shifted without you even knowing it, and then you can reveal why the deal may have not moved forward. And when you have a lot of calls, it's hard to remember which call you should even listen to, and that's why you should use something like JustCall's AI Call Summary, because every call is automatically summarized so that teams can quickly understand what happened without having to listen to the full recording. If you want to improve your sales skills, remember this. Get the prospect to admit to the problem. Ask better questions on your calls. Use silence, transfer your confidence, and stay consistent. Do that and you improve your sales calls one call at a time.